Do you guys like video games?
No.
Never heard of them.
I hate them.
What
There's been a million that have come out since whenever we last did
Have they
this.
ever been on a late show?
And we have to cram them into an hour. It's not like that's going to happen.
Have you heard about Skyrim?
Hey, everybody! It's Boss Barrel Radio. Your favorite podcast on the internet. The Trinity, the Trinitarian podcast. 3 friends, 3 locations, 3
which of us
podcasts every 3 months.
Which of us is Father, which of us is Son, and which of us is Holy Ghost? I want to be Son, so I can call someone Daddy.
Please, we're not the Holy Ghost. That's too morbid. We're the Holy Sneeze.
All right. I still want to be Son.
Awesome. Hey, my name's Griff Hoffman, and with me is Jeff Brewer.
I've been talking. That's me.
And third head of the Trinity of the God, third head of the Godhead is James Scherer.
La 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 la.
My favorite gospel.
Is this our Breakfast Club themed episode?
Yeah, I'm the bully.
And thank you. That's been the show for the next 3 months. We walk into the sunset. Hey.
Somehow
Hey.
this is our most successful podcast yet. Despite
right.
being 5 minutes of just complete nonsense.
No way, man.
Nobody
That's
understands.
podcast now. They gotta be lean. They gotta be trim.
That's true.
Yeah.
Fun forward.
Can I just get all the ums out now? Just like
Yeah.
a string of ums?
Oh, I cut all the ums out. Don't worry.
Do you really cut the ums?
Sometimes I do.
So which episode did you cut the ums out of, Griffin?
That's
one
the-
episode.
The test is, do you listen to them? Because then it's all of them.
Oh.
All of them? Okay.
I listened to him and I've heard some mums.
I
I've
listen
heard
to
some
them and I
mums.
don't.
You're
I
probably
tune
just
out the
injecting
ums.
them into the own space there because it makes sense. You know, your brain is trying to fill that zone. So it's an ohm, not an
I think you're
I
doing
hear
sloppy
them,
work.
and I feel like, just a suggestion to you, Griffin, could you edit in like maybe 30 seconds of just silence between different conversation topics?
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
Just,
Would you like me
maybe
to put?
drop
you
the
like me-
ums in there?
I'll put some ums in, and I'll also put some like markers, some like key point markers, and
Yeah.
call out all the ums through the miracle of MP4.
Yeah, throw it on SoundCloud and just start opening spam accounts so you can be like, love the ums here.
Lover 420 says
Great
I love
ums.
the ums. I'm not into
Fantastic
ASMR.
bass drop.
I'm into SMR.
I think those are the same thing.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
We could throw some bubble wrap in there, though.
Yeah, actually, one thing I do cut out is a lot of the laughing. So don't laugh anymore.
Well, how will they capture my jovial personality then?
Well, I cut the laughs out, and then I cut in a laugh track from Friends.
I feel like Jeff is 80% laughing. That would be
That's
an
true.
infuriating
Yeah.
task.
It is, yeah. Filmed
Like
in
you
front of
would-
a live studio audience, it's Boss Barrel Radio.
I would just be silent the whole time.
Is that
Damn
why it takes 3 months in between episodes? Because you're cutting all of Jeff's laughter out? And I feel like
It's-
Jeff's speech, like the laughter is between words, it's above words, it's below words, it's with words. How do you
I have
do
a joie
it?
de vivre.
I don't actually cut them out. I just mute those sections, which is really difficult when you do it like remotely. Because normally, if you're doing it live, you could just hit like a mute button. But no, I got to take all the tracks and split them all out, and then cut them all up, and you know, maintain that chop suey of our podcast and that flow.
Maybe I gotta
That
find me
flow.
a mute button. Maybe you got to find me a mute button.
No, never mute. Don't ever mute.
All right. Fine.
Let's do it live.
I'm just going to sneeze it up all the time.
Yes.
All right. You guys want to get into some of this stuff since we're working on a bit of a timer this time?
Nope.
Okay.
No games this only.
Time well used.
This is
I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna say, hey, let's do an intro since we haven't done one yet, and this intro is gonna be 2 minutes. Go. The stage is yours to talk about not games.
Whoa.
Not games?
Yeah, not games. Go talk about not games.
Okay, I went to Hawaii and there was octopuses there and they're really cool.
Octopuses?
Okay, let me tell you something that I learned. Octopi is wrong because I guess it's Greek maybe and octopus is Latin maybe, or maybe it's the other way around. But octopuses is correct, or octopedes.
Gross.
Octopedes.
I've never
So
been
there.
more not in favor of something in my entire life.
What about is it cactipede then?
I think they can have different origins. I don't know. No, I think it's cacti. Just because it ends in us doesn't mean that it comes from one language. Am I blowing your GD mind right now?
Yeah.
You're not blowing my mind. You're making me mad. You're making me extremely mad at you.
Why don't I send you a GIF of it?
I don't want a GIF.
You monster.
Chuckle.
Oh,
I won't
yes.
laugh anymore.
Also,
I
everybody
don't
needs to
even think
drink
I'm
when
funny.
somebody says you monster, right?
What?
That's the audio cue for the listeners. Anytime one of us says you monster, you have to drink.
Probably. I believe I say that from time to time.
I cut those out as well.
How much of the podcast do I remain in, Griffin?
You know, have you ever listened to the podcast?
I do. I'm there sometimes. I think I'm there. It might just be me inserting myself.
Are you on the secret? Are you on the regular feed or the feed that I give you?
Sometimes when I'm listening to other podcasts, I just add my voice. I just dub any silence of myself. So that's probably what I do when I listen to the podcast.
Oh man, I got a doozy of a topic to talk about in regards to that, but I'm going to save it. I'll talk to you guys about it off air someday. Instead, I'm going to take this opportunity to relay a little bit of doctor knowledge on you. Jamie, step aside, please.
Oh, God. What's happening?
So, today, listeners, you might like to enjoy this little pet hack that I have. You ever brush your cat or possibly your dog down really hard and you get all their fur and leave-ins and frond into a little pile? And you're like, what am I going to do with this? Throw it out? Probably going to throw it out. But instead, what you should do is put it on a paper towel, take the paper towel, put it under some water with the leave-ins, and then rub it all together. And then if it turns red, a la the color of blood, your pet has fleas.
What?
Whoa. You've turned modern medical science on its head.
Also, you have to leech them after that.
I was going to say, do you cure their fleas with crystals? Or
Yeah,
something
a little bit of
else?
crystals, a lot of opiates, and laudanum. The cats and dogs love that shit. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
So
there you go.
I find that
Enjoy
it's-
that little pet hack.
Usually just a simple chi alignment will help for my animals. But they're very rooted to the earth already, so they've got a bit of a leg up.
Yeah, four
Mookie-
legs up.
Mookie
Yeah.
doesn't get fleas because he's constantly wearing the most luxurious Italian suits that you can imagine. So nothing, low down touches his skin or his fur. So he's actually never been ill, and he'll probably live forever. If
You know
I
what I
had to
wish-
guess.
Do his suits go down and go around his paws like a suit onesie?
Of course, and over his head. Entirely.
Okay.
Do you know what I wish Mookie would wear for once in his goddamn life?
What?
A smile.
Oh.
Just once.
You know what? That's just not him, man. Why can't you let him be him?
He's got a lot of demons.
He's got a lot of demons, and
And he exercises them by humping.
he's got a lot of demons, about 15 pounds extra weight, and just a ton of really luxurious suits.
Those are the three qualities I would attribute to him.
Yes. Yes.
All right, thank God we got that out of the way. Now let's talk about some
Yeah.
video games.
Sweet.
So I'm going to jump in here right now.
Yeah, go for
and steal a spotlight and just say, hey, remember last time we podcast?
Nope.
Like in 20... Nope. In 1833. The year of our Lord.
I was going to say, I think we all were pretty set on the Hillary presidency. Mm-hmm. We were just planning for it, figuring out how we were going to rearrange the house to celebrate.
I was actually still Bernie at that time, but that's fine.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Things move slower here in Iowa.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't a resident yet. I still had some life in me. Now it's all gone.
Yep. Well,
that deadpan delivery was great, Jamie.
I was charged with the mandate of playing one Sonic Mania due to my loss in regards to the betting of Destiny versus Sonic Mania, Destiny 2 versus Sonic Mania in the much beloved Metacritic rating race. Which, side note, we've overtaken. But at the time,
Okay, that was
Sonic was winning.
just in poor taste.
What, Jeff? Do I need to edit some racist stuff out again?
I was singing "We Shall Overcome." Nope. Carry on.
All right. Well, thank you. So I did my due diligence. I purchased Sonic Mania on the Nintendo Switch, and I played through a couple levels on it.
A couple.
Yeah, I feel like I beat the game.
Did you even get out of the hinterlands? Is what I want to know.
I got out of the Green Hill Lands.
And what'd you think?
Not impressed. Still Sonic.
Ooh.
What's
Still
wrong
a
with you?
wet fart.
Ooh.
Still Shartnik. The fart hog.
What don't you like about
The
Sonic?
shit hog.
Tell me where it goes wrong for you. How does it lose you?
First of all, what system did you play it on?
The Switch, as I just said.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
My beefy PC.
You needed it in 4K.
Right. I played it side-loaded from Crysis in a space rocket.
Okay.
It's the best way to do it.
Full disclosure, I did buy it on my PS4 Pro so that I could play it in 4K. Continue.
Because of course you did, Jamie.
Yes.
Very in character.
You want to see those crisp edges of all those pixels.
Yeah.
He's slightly lighter blue. I want to see that in 4K.
Wait,
Is
did
he
they
also
HDR
slightly
him?
lighter and moves better?
Is there HDR in that game?
Yeah, there's HDR, bro. There's sunsets. No, there's not. There's not HDR.
Does your TV barf out chili dogs at you every time you hit a ring?
Just imagine 4,000 vertical pixels of Sonic. Just imagine it.
Speaking of, did you guys see that Sonic Forces has in-game Sonic shirts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they wanted to really just take the whole dumpster fire metaphor and just continue with it.
Well, speaking of the dumpster fire, here's my opinion on Sonic. Sonic did a really great job in creating momentum and level design and fun stuff in the original Sonic games, and then years later they did it again. But that decrepit old ass mummy of a gameplay system does not work in 2017.
But, like, why? I don't understand why that wouldn't be fun anymore.
Yeah.
Because so for me, okay, so Austin Walker said a really cool thing on a podcast recently where he's like, it's a good thing to when you have visceral reactions to things, like ask yourself why you feel like this and have that dialogue with yourself. I'm sure we all do this. So I kind of was like, oh, gross, Sonic, yuck. And then I kind of had like an internal dialogue with myself, and it was like, this is why I don't like Sonic. It's because, why do I go to Sonic? Because I want to move fast. I want to run from the left to the right really quickly. I want to like barrel through levels super fast and run around pipes and get spun around, flinged across the map, and have like this insanely fast moving experience. And then the problem is I always get binged on something. or I have to walk backwards to the left because I get halted by something, or I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I want to go. Oh, I didn't want to go that path. I want to go back here. So then I spend some time trying to figure out how to go back. So if I play Sonic in the way where I'm like, I'm just constantly moving right, yeah, that's fun. But then the levels escalate where they're like, no, you need to be better at platforming. You need to slow down. You need to stop. You need to, like, be very meticulous about your movement. And I'm like, that's not what I'm here for, Sonic. I'm here for the endless runner. I'm here for the run, jump, run, jump. Like, I'm here for that. And I think Sonic did a great job in paving a way for, like, endless runners. But when I play Sonic now, I just don't want to engage in a thing where it's like you get that high of, like, you're moving so fast and then bam, done, stop.
So you're telling me Cannonball is the best Sonic game?
Potentially, sure, yeah.
Get out of here.
Or any other iPhone game.
It's a delicate dance.
It is. I would posit
it.
that stopping is what makes the going again so good.
Oh, it's like jazz. It's like it's the segments you can't run fast in.
God damn it, you rube!
You play the silence.
No, I mean that. I agree with Jamie completely. Like, and I think that it's honestly a matter of, can you tolerate what it's serving to you? And it sounds like you just can't. But I think that is ultimately, I think that's what makes the modern Sonic games so bad. Like, you can clear levels in like 15 seconds.
Agreed.
And there's no obstacles.
Yeah. What little obstacles there are don't feel like obstacles. They just feel like additional, platforms for you to jump on. Like, enemies become little homing beacons for you to bounce off of and go faster.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it sounds like for you, Griff, though, like, it's not necessarily that you want, like, a Sonic Forces style game. It's just that Sonic was the genesis of what ultimately became, like, the endless runner genre, or, like, the flow focus genre, which I don't think is quite what Sonic is. Like, I think flow is important to Sonic, but I think it's a different kind of flow. And I think you were always hoping it would become more than what it was. Whereas I think Jamie and I both felt like that, like, Sonic in its, like, kind of Sonic 2, 3 in Knuckles form was, like, the platonic ideal of what that was supposed to be. Whereas you saw it as a stepping stone.
I would say that Sonic never mastered that system.
But
in fact, Mario did.
No, but Mario's different. Mario has different goals.
I don't get any props for my joke. All right, that's fine.
Wait. Oh, I get it. System.
The thing is, I want to move fast when I'm playing Sonic. If I'm playing Mario and I have to stop and, like, backtrack and reset a jump or something, it makes sense. Like, it's like there's momentum there. I feel it. Like, Sonic, I want to be going fast all the time, and that feels really, really, really awesome. And then when it's taken away from me, I'm like, oh, so it's 0 to 60, and then if I'm at 60, it's awesome. Anything other than 60 is pure misery.
You're not the only person who feels that way, but I don't agree.
I think that a lot of people, when people talk about Mario, even the new Marios, and I'm making a real
what
effort
the fuck are you saying right now, Jamie?
I'm really making an effort to say Mario.
Wow.
Mario.
I didn't even notice.
Mario. When people play Mario and they're enjoying it, they often talk about how there's an inherent fun to the jump. Like, there's something about the math behind the jump that just makes it fun to jump, and that's, like, what is at the core of that game. It is fun to jump in Mario. And Mario. And I feel like...
Can I get it again, please?
Mario!
There we are. Just let it loose, baby.
And then I also always felt like jumping was inherently fun in Sonic. I remember when I got my Genesis a little late. I got my Genesis after I got my SNES. So maybe like 95, 96, I got my Genesis, and I got Sonic 2, and I remember just, like, in the opening level, just jumping and thinking and just listening to the sound and, like, experiencing the physics. And I always thought that just jumping in Sonic was fun too. So yeah, the speed is definitely a part of it. But I actually think that the platforming in Sonic 2, 3, and Knuckles, as well as in Mania, I think there's something really magical there too. I feel like it's just so different, and everyone's platonic ideal is Mario. I feel like that's where some of the where my love comes in. It's like I had that. I just clicked with it the first time I played it.
Sure.
I just clicked.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard to argue with. I'm not sure that I feel that it's like a perfect jump, but I think that there is a reason to have platforming in Sonic, and I think that is a unique platforming which has to be tailored around the weird ass way in which he moves. And I think it's just going to be divisive. I'm sad that you didn't like it, Griff, though. I had hoped that it would finally click for you, but it sounds like it's honestly something you feel like should just be dead.
Yep.
Yeah. That's too bad.
I'll just, like, my final summary on it was, I tried to push through it. I did not like the little, like, blue levelly things where you're going around, like, the Sega CD thingies. But the boss battles were very fun. I had a good time, like, running through levels when they were working for me. That was, like, a good couple moments. But it very much reminded me of, like, old Sonic of, hey, I'm going to move fast and I'm going to hit a wall, and that sucks. So I went through, I think, the end of, what is it, TV Zone or something like that? Studio? Yeah.
Yeah. Or Studiopolis, rather.
Yep.
Maybe this is, ties back into, I love floating
so
platformers.
thank you for making me spend $20 on a piece of shit.
Anytime, Griff. Anytime.
Anyway, hey.
Jamie, were you going to say something?
Excuse me.
Editor's note.
Griffin, you're going to have a field day today. Wait, can we just... You monster.
Oh, I'm not doing this till, like, 2018.
I'm just going to say, I think this might tie into how I like floaty platformers like Rayman, and you guys don't, or especially Griffin. Like, I like floaty platformers. My platformers don't need to be super precise. I kind of like having a little bit of floatiness, a little bit of almost like unsteadiness to the character. It can be fun.
So you're a big fan of Little Big Planet and Earthworm Jim?
I actually did like Little Big Planet 3 a lot. I beat that game.
Isn't that the one that everyone
one and two
kind of dumped on?
I beat 1. I didn't play 2, but I beat 3 because it was free on PS Plus, and I was surprised with how
that. Yeah.
I was surprised with how much I liked that game.
Huh.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
Fair. Hey, speaking of flow, can I talk about a game of mine that really leaned pretty hard into flow?
Every time I say something, I just want Jeff to follow it up by saying, like, well, I guess that's hard to argue with, or fair. I'd like those two things after everything I say.
Guys, I'm not going to exist after this podcast. All of my mannerisms have been deconstructed.
What were you saying?
I was going to talk about a game, if that's cool.
No.
Go for it.
All right. So I played Heat Signature. Did either of you guys get a chance to check that out?
Mm-mm.
No.
Oh, it's real good. So that is a game that is very much about flow and keeping flow going. But it's interesting in that there is a lot of starting and stopping. So the way that it works, you play as a pilot who is basically in like a giant solar system, and you take randomly generated missions. And your missions always involve like breaking into a ship with a tiny little ship that you have.
Oh,
and
yes, I've heard about this.
Yeah, have you watched the trailer?
I listened to some other podcasts describe it, yeah.
What platforms is this on?
PC.
Okay.
So anyway, so you take missions and invariably it's like break into a ship and like steal this object or kill everyone on board or like rescue this person. And you have a very small set of tools, like you have a couple of guns. You don't always have these all at the same time, but this is stuff you can have in your inventory. So you have some guns, you have some like swords, you have some rudimentary gadgets, like there's something called the subverter that can turn electronics against themselves. And like a couple of different kinds of warps, all of which are really interesting. And I won't get too deep into them because I know we're kind of running on a little bit of a clock right now, but basically what
just
the game
go for
does,
it, man. We're like we have like no time today. I'd rather hear about it.
Okay, well I'll
you
talk
you
about
want to talk about this versus Mario? We can cut the Mario time down.
I mean, that's pretty insubstantial. So anyway, so you get this limited set of tools, but they're all really fully realized, and the game is essentially a physics game. And it's all about coming into a ship, facing overwhelming odds. You've got like maybe 20 or 30 enemies on the ship.
Overwhelming Todds?
Overwhelming Todds. Todd Howard is everywhere, telling you that if you see that point in the solar system, you can go there. Right. No, but so you're facing overwhelming odds. You kind of storm into a ship. You're trying to stay undetected. Invariably, someone sees you and like fires a shot at you. But then at any point, you can hit the space bar and pause the game. And while you're paused, you can plan your next move. And so the flow that you're trying to achieve here is like figuring out a way to take your little guy that you brought in from point A, which is like the little entry point for your ship, over to like point X, where someone is hiding, without fucking up and getting hit by a bullet or getting knocked out by someone. And
One
what you
hit
can
kill?
do is... What's that?
One hit kill?
One hit knockout, and they'll throw you out of the ship.
Gotcha.
And then, when you get thrown out, when they see you, they turn on an alarm that if it goes down to 0, they escape, and if you're on the ship, they take you prisoner. So anyway, what you can do, and what you end up doing is like invariably everything goes wrong. Someone's about to kill you, and then you pause the game, and like, let's say you have a swapper in your inventory. What you can do is you click on the enemy, and then you swap places with them, unpause the game, and then their bullet kills them.
Oh.
Yeah,
awesome.
Crazy stuff like that. Or like, let's say you have a subverter. You subvert the enemy, and then like if they have a shield, then suddenly the bullet will ricochet off their own shield.
Huh.
Stuff like that. Or like, let's say you just use like a blink teleporter. So blink teleporters teleport you to another room for a set period of time. So you teleport into another room, the enemy's like, where the hell did they go? And then 3 seconds later you come back, and suddenly the enemy is like, you're behind the enemy because they've walked past where you were, and then you knock them out.
That sounds awesome.
It's really cool. It's a game all about basically facing these overwhelming odds, walking into a situation that at first maybe appears unwinnable, appears like you're outgunned, outmatched, and essentially improvising and trying to keep your streak going for as long as possible so that you don't like fuck up, so that you can achieve your objective in light of the overwhelming odds. It's totally procedural. It rewards like out of the box thinking. Like, for example, the game never signposts this, but I was able to complete an assassination mission by finding another ship in the solar system, hijacking that ship, and then firing bullets at the ship in question and destroying everyone in it. They have really cool things, like, because it's a physicsy game, you can knock out windows and create vacuums. Mm-hmm. So you can suck people out. Mm-hmm. So, like, what you could do is, like, you shoot out the window, swap with a soldier next to you, and then suddenly the soldier is in the area of effect of the suck, and then they get pulled out and they die. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
Sounds a lot to me like Super Hot meets Invisible Ink.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's... there is a little invisible ink in there, because you get put on timers, and you have the luxury of pausing and thinking about your moves, but obviously each action you take expends a certain amount of time.
Sure.
So there's definitely a little bit of invisible ink in there. But yeah, definitely Super Hot is an apt comparison. But it has a lot of DNA in common. Have either of you played Gunpoint?
Nope.
No, I own it,
Okay. Okay. So the same creator that made Gunpoint made this game, and he seems to have a real knack for sort of games that are about constructing like a really kind of flowy experience from little increments. And it's kind of going up against a situation that just appears unmanageable, but abusing a pause mechanic in order to create crazy scenarios.
Awesome.
It's really cool.
I'm
I highly
downloading
recommend.
Gunpoint now. 'Cause
Okay,
I have
yes.
it already.
You should. I would recommend Heat Signature. It's a great
Jimmy,
game. And
Jimmy, stop downloading the Gunpoint because your audio's going out.
Really?
also, you wouldn't download a car. So don't download a video game. Your audio was crackling. He is right.
Can I? Is it better now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, it's so
Okay.
much better.
Because it finished downloading. Can I talk about another quick thing before we get into the real story?
Yeah.
The real. I want to talk about the Frozen Wilds real quick because that's
Hell
really
yeah.
good. So I loved Horizon. I did everything in that game. I'm very rarely a completionist when it comes to open world games, but oh my god, I sought out every little nook and cranny of that game. I did everything, and I loved it. It's definitely one of my Game of the Year contenders. And so I downloaded this thinking, it's just going to be more of the same. And I read some reviews that said it's pretty much more of the same. So I sit down
That's
to
not
play
necessarily a bad thing, though.
No, not necessarily a bad thing when it's like one of my favorite games of all time.
Right.
But I was surprised, given that that's what I'd heard about it, to when I started it up, I was immediately shocked. This is, it's the kind of DLC where, all of a sudden a portion of the map just opens up. So you jump back into your old game and there's nothing that tells you to like go to this portion of the map. I like had to look online to like see like, oh yeah, that's where I need to go. So you go to this like portion of the map that you couldn't go to before. It's suddenly there. But the second that you go through this little, I don't know, valley to get this like wintry valley to get there, you notice right away that pretty much everything, or if you're a fan of this game, you'll notice that a lot of things are drastically different. The lighting looks different. The snow looks entirely different. Like just the way that the area
snow?
The way that the area is like arranged is different. The new area is a lot more compact and a lot more, it feels handcrafted more. Less like wasted open space, like more of like a tailored experience. Every little like corner feels like really lovingly like thought about, and it seems like it's still an addition to an open world, and it's open, but it feels almost linear in that you are like so masterfully guided through this entire huge expanse. You can deviate from like the path that it takes you through and jump to different things as you please, but I kind of found it fun just to kind of like let the game kind of sweep me through this new area, and it does so really gracefully and with a lot of kind of momentum with regards to the story. And the story is really good. It's this little contained story of this isolated tribe, the Banuk tribe, this kind of like war-centric, survivory tribe in the north. And it's kind of a small contained story. The story does feed back into the larger narrative, which is nice, but it also and gives you some answers with regards to the larger narrative that you didn't have previously, but it's also its own little thing, which you could complete without remembering anything about the main story, and you'd still probably enjoy it. Nice. Oh my god, guys, the voice acting is fabulous, both from Ashley Birch and the new actors they got. And
I've heard that before too, so it's good to hear you reaffirm that.
Yes, it's amazing. And whereas I remember, Jeff, you said this specifically when we were talking about the original game, like the voice synchronization was off to you, and you didn't like the way that the faces were. The faces.
Oh yes, that I did not like. Yeah,
they have completely revamped that to a degree that is frankly astounding to go from the base game to just a DLC. This is like going from Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 3 level like differences. It's kind of startling. And it's especially startling because one of the missions has you jump back into the old area. So I jumped back into the old area and was talking with some NPCs in the old area, and I was like, "Why is your face broken? I don't like this." But
I'm glad you finally saw it because it's super weird.
But yeah, the new voice acting is amazing. The voice synchronization is amazing. All of the cutscenes are beautifully directed. Even the small ones for side quests that are not important are like just wonderfully directed, very to the point. The conversations are very natural. I really enjoyed this, and I think if you liked Horizon but you just felt overwhelmed by like the size of it, or maybe you liked it but you just like kind of got lost, or maybe you thought it wasn't for you, I would recommend buying this and checking it out, because this is like a distillation of...
So wait, you're telling me that if I didn't really feel Horizon, I should buy the DLC for Horizon and then play the side story that's not connected with the main story?
Griffin, have you not already frivolously spent enough money? Let's have a bet about it.
I'm prepared to lose another bet tonight, boys.
Metacritic time.
It's almost like the way I think of this DLC is like what I think of the Uncharted DLC. It's like it's basically Uncharted 4 again, but shorter, faster, and a little better, a little more like honed.
What was the Uncharted DLC?
Lost Legacy.
Oh, the standalone content that was a side story that you
That's
don't
what
have the base
Are
game
you buying hook, line, and sinker into the marketing? You refuse to refer to that as DLC?
I am very confused right now.
It's a standalone Uncharted experience.
It is a standalone. I mean, I get where he's coming from.
Can I play the game without the base game? That's my question.
No.
Okay, so it's not like that at all.
No, but I mean, like, in terms of what it does, in terms of
Totally,
the gameplay experience.
thematically, or
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying, Jamie. It's like taking Uncharted 4, which was an overlong but great game, and just getting the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a
and I'm
greatest
being a
hits.
butt right now because I would say that who would go to this DLC if you
I
didn't
see.
like the main campaign?
I see.
Well, you know, if you have the game and you didn't
Yep.
like the main campaign, but you thought there were parts of Horizon that were interesting to you, I would recommend this if you want to see what everyone's talking about.
Okay. So you're like, the whole campaign is too overwhelming. I'll get this DLC to just have a more linear experience that's like, 6 hours instead of 30 hours.
Exactly.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, I get. Fuck,
Yes, I got it again.
Damn it,
It's fair.
guys! I have verbal tics.
You monster.
Sorry, but that's what I want to talk about.
All right. Well, going back to a previous verbal tick. Shit. God damn it! There was there was an earlier segue to a Animal Crossing thing, and that is that Animal Crossing on the iPhone is out right now, and I think we should all talk about Animal Crossing on the iPhone. Camp, don't touch yourself. Animal Crossing.
I played about 5 minutes.
What?
The tutorial made me mad. That tutorial made me really mad. Also, I've been really busy. Griffin, it's like tedious. It's super tedious. It's not fun.
Are you being honest with me right now?
Yeah. I'll play more of it and see how it goes. But I honestly have done like 2 minutes, and the 2 minutes I did, I was like, ugh. This is not the fun parts of Animal Crossing.
Good, because me and Chrissy Teigen agree this is some hot trash.
I followed Chrissy Teigen because of her hot takes on Animal Crossing. I was like,
she's absolutely right. I had a conversation with a coworker today where we're like, Chrissy Teigen is absolutely right about Animal Crossing. And we both high-fived and we're like, yeah, that's two bizarre juxtapositions of social interactions that happened at a thing that should never happen. So, yes, Chrissy Teigen and Animal Crossing, both right, both wrong. Fuck Animal Crossing, the iPhone game.
How much did you play, Griff?
I am playing every day.
No, that's not. But you're doing
Every
it wrong.
single day. I go in there.
How much have you spent on Leaf tickets?
I have not spent any real American dollars or bitcoins or cryptocurrencies of any kind on that game. However, I did burn all my Leaf tickets on getting KK Slider into my campsite because
Did you put
what
fences
else would
around
you
them?
do? No, I'm not gonna freaking be a piece of shit 1950s. What do you call it? Is it jingoism? What is it like? Help me, guys. You're smarter than me. No, when you
1950s. Internment camps.
Yeah, well, internment camps, but you like when you
I'm
when
just
you
gonna be problematic AF this episode, by the way.
No, you're good. Like when you racism essentially when you do that. But no, that's bull honky. I'm not gonna fence my KK Slider in. I'm gonna let him roam free. He can play his songs for me. He can play his songs for the people.
Well, I don't want him to go free because I earned him. He belongs to me.
Well, most
If
of those
I've learned
tickets come free.
anything from men over the past whenever we last podcasted, it's that if you want something, you have to trap it against its will.
And show it your dick.
Yes, exactly. Well, I don't know if the camera's on, but I'm trying.
Well, that's the thing. I've been playing Animal Crossing with my dick mostly, trying to Louis C.K. it the entire time by just like mushing it into it.
Oh God.
By the way, that game fucking sucks. It is a login. It's Neopets. It's login and do the bullshit, like do your grind, micromanage your horse crap because you need to build enough things to invite another person to your campsite to raise your level up to invite the next person to your campsite. Like it's a treadmill with no good real result from all of it. It's fun. Excuse me. It's fun at the front stages to kind of like build it out and like decorate my thing. But Animal Crossing has been really cool because it's like I can do this fun like Sim style decoration and it all be Nintendo stuff, and then I can have Nintendo's like mini games happen in my house. And now none of that happens. It's just like I need to just micromanage my friends.
You know what actually really annoys me about mobile games in general? They take away your ability to move in the world, which I think is like a thing that it seems stupid, but it's really important to me to be able to actually like be a part of the world rather than just going from point to point in the world.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is
feels
very
like
much
the artifice.
point to point.
The artifice is like lost. It's just like I'm interfacing with a series of like dispensers as opposed to just like being in a village. You know.
Right. I feel like every time I click on a different location that I have to go to within the God, what's the full name? Animal Crossing Happy Parks Friends or whatever the hell
Pocket
it is.
Camp.
Pocket Camp. Yeah, well, mine was better. I feel like every time I click on a new area, there's like a tracker on there that's like, oh, he engaged. He engaged with it.
Did you agree to send data to Nintendo anonymously?
Hell yeah.
To improve the product?
Fucking suck it, Reggie.
It's true. I'm forgetting that you can move in that game, which I appreciate. But even, I don't know, I need a certain physicality, especially with something that is kind of as... Like, I think that's what separates, like walking simulators from just, like, reading a book. It's like, you need to be in that world. You need to be feeling like you're part of that world, or else what's the point?
Right. I need to choose not to go to the next page because there could be something on the choose your adventure page style thing of like, I'm going to go to page 16. And this is very much the same thing, but it doesn't do it.
Yeah.
How invasive is the marketing for the microtransactions?
Non-existent. Like, if you're dumb and you've never played any kind of like game like this before, yeah, you could be like, I want to build this right now, mash the buttons, pay the money. But you get a fake currency and you dwindle it down and it goes to nothing, and you pay for KK Slider and you're like, all right, now I got scraps, so I'll just like keep making friends. It's super fucked up. But the like need to make money, it doesn't make any sense because it's like for Animal Crossing, the difference is in classic Animal Crossing, you're like, I'm going to go out and make some money because I want to buy this new bed or I want to buy this new thing to build out my house because I think this would look cool. In this game, it's like, here's 5,000 things to buy. You can buy them. If you would like 5,001 extra thousand of things to buy, you need to make more friends. And I'm like, well, I'm good right now. So it doesn't really incentivize making friends with other people, except if you keep building more things for your cool ass camp pad, you run out of like friend powder. So
I want friend powder. I use friend powder every weekend. It really gets things going.
Yeah, I use it at the gym. It's a very bad game.
Yeah.
I heard you can go into debt in the game.
Yep.
That's like Animal Crossing, though.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Standard.
Yeah. Animal Crossing begins with you having a house built for you and then incurring significant debts.
Right.
And you're like, oh no, I'll never pay that off. And then you pay it off, and then Tom Nook is like, a great job. Why don't I build an addition on your home? Oops, now you're even more in debt.
And honestly, Jeff, that's a really good point. The problem with this game is there's no moments like that. You essentially get flung into this milquetoast ass situation where it's like, hey, camping's fun, just build stuff as you will. There's no actual like impetus to do anything more than that. So you're just like, there's more friends who's always around here. Go talk to more friends. And you're like, well, what if I don't? They're like, that's fine too. And then it's like, would you like to build more stuff? It's like, no, I'm good with what I have. Like, I want to just rearrange this situation. I'm good here. And it just kind of like fizzles. It's very much like just a ho-hum kind of situation.
It honestly makes me a little scared that whenever hopefully Animal Crossing remains on dedicated hardware, but I worry that like they'll use some of this. But I don't know. I have to trust in Nintendo being weird as weird as it is, and continuing to treat that product with respect.
Well said, Felix.
I don't know what's going on downstairs. Someone just entered our home, apparently. Oh.
Yeah, it's not a great
it's
game.
our neighbor.
It's a bummer of a situation. It's boring. There's no real reason to keep engaging with it except because it's like, well, get the next thing the next day. So I guess I'll keep clicking on it and opening the app.
Isn't it weird how if Tom Nook tells you your house will be done tomorrow, it's cool. But if Tom Nook tells you your house will be done in 6 hours and 21 minutes, and then you have to like buy more time if you want it to be done sooner, it's way not cool.
Kinda. I mean, going back to my what I kind of lost track of earlier was like that's the thing this game kind of misses on is there's no real reason to come back to it. Is that you can buy your next thing and it's like it's done in 6 minutes. And it's like, all right, well I'll be back in 6 minutes or I'll be back tomorrow. Like I don't want to go back there on my birthday. I don't want to go back there on Christmas Day. I don't want to go back there. I have no reason to go back there for holidays because it's like I get some fucking garbage prompts that say, hey, you can now craft this crap. Like there's no moments in the Animal Crossing game that's like, hey, here's these weird little penguin people or monkey people or dog people that want to celebrate your thing that you care about. Like, that has yet to happen in this game. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess we're all just camping. Whatever.
Yeah, I think it's like a loss of the cadence, Mm-hmm. It's like, I think there is a certain rhythm, a kind of flow, if you will.
Oh.
If I might be fair for a moment. To Animal Crossing that is really lacking in the mobile game, and I think it's about what the ultimate aim is of the developers. It's extracting money versus making you feel like you're part of a community with slow changes.
Right. I feel like there could be a more nefarious edge to this, like to gate a lot of those fun things that happen in Animal Crossing, like, oh, it's winter solstice time, like pay $2 to engage with this. Like there could be something much more evil, but there's not. But on the other side of the extreme, it's like, well, then we're not going to have this. It's just like build a new winter bed. So I woke up this morning. I was like, all right, I'm done with you. I reached the end of the login card. I logged in every day, and it was like, hey, by the way, you can buy some fucking winter shit, and nobody will have that winter shit forever unless you do it right now. I'm like, well,
is there gacha, Griff?
There's no gacha.
Ooh, a little money on the table.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
What were they thinking? Money on the table made from 4 pieces of cotton.
Right. So I was like, all right, I'm going to engage in this for a while. I'll see what happens. So you got me again, Animal Crossing. But since I filled up the cart, it's like, I don't want to buy like I don't want to spend the time to figure out how to like make a snowman because I don't give a shit. So goodbye, Animal Crossing. Like, I'm done with you.
So you just roll the really big snowball, and then the medium-sized snowball, and the small snowball? That's how you make a snowman.
True.
I think that is how it's done.
Or is it 2 snowman? It's 2 balls in Animal Crossing. I can't remember.
Well, speaking of 2 balls...
Perfect. Carry on.
Jeff, do you want to talk about Golf Story?
Sure. I'll talk about it quick. I don't think we have to say a lot. It's pretty fun. If you like golfing games, it's cool. It feels like a mid-tier game in a good way.
Yeah,
where like there's a lot of weird rough edges, but it kind of feels like there's a lot of possibility in those edges. You get that, Griff?
Well said. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's a B tier game that's reaching for A tier but doesn't hit it, but it's still like delightful.
Would you say that it doesn't score a hole in one?
Oh,
but it still earns par.
Oh, it's a bogey I can live with.
Is the minute-to-minute fun?
It is. It's basically...
It's hole-to-hole fun.
I'm going to club you over the head. All right. It is fun, Jamie. So basically, the way the game works, it's kind of like a Camelot sports RPG. Have you ever played any of those?
No, I have not.
So essentially, it's like you're a little avatar who's wandering around a pseudo JRPG-ish world. I would say that your interactions with characters are more like they give you little tasks to do, so it
And
all
they're,
kind of
and they're super Australian.
Yeah, there's what was the term, like get punked or get sunk or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember what it is anymore.
Get dunked? I don't remember what to get. No,
it's
it's not
something
that.
dumber than that. Sucked in.
Sucked in. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
But essentially, you interact with these people. Some of them like advance the story, and there's cute little story beats. Some of them just tell you to do stuff on the map. There's a lot of that. But
Wait. Can I rewind this here for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, Jamie,
Yep.
do you like golfing video games?
Hell yeah.
What if you could play a golfing video game, but every once in a while, you're like, or somebody's like, "Fuck golf, let's play frisbee golf."
I have
Or
a
mini
boner.
golf. Did
Or
you do
mini golf,
Griff?
or any other variation of golf.
I got boners for days.
Dude, that is this game. It is bonus for days.
Man,
Yeah,
sounds good.
and it's got some RPG light thrown in there, but it seems pretty substantial. There's like 4 or 5 different areas, and all of them have pretty substantial courses in them.
A lot of different mechanics in there too, and yada
Yeah.
yada yada.
Yeah, and it's a game that's not super hard to like shoot well in. Like you kind of feel like you can shoot well from the get go.
Right. It's a hot shots click click click.
Yeah, but it works. Like it's I appreciate that because
Yep.
you always kind of feel like you're doing well.
Yep.
But you could always fuck up.
And there's always it's different from the reason why it's so amazing is because it's different from like the standard like golfing game is because you can kind of just do that golf game wherever you want. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of like just play through this course, you move on the next level, but also you can just drop a ball wherever you want.
Yeah, and there's a cute little bunch of environmental puzzles. There's like golf bonus courses
Yep.
you can hit the ball into, or not bonus courses, but they're like little rainbow shaped holes that give you rewards when you hit
Yeah.
into them, and like
Or secret tee off spots that you can drop a ball into and it just tee off into, and it's like,
Yep.
oh, you're playing the secret course in this level.
yeah,
Sounds
it's
awesome.
super cool. Yeah,
And it's not
Yeah.
like regular golf where like I have to play 9 holes of this and keep advantage on all of it. It's like, no, just there's 3 holes, do well on 3 of them.
yeah. Occasionally they'll ask you to participate in like full rounds. I've never done 18, but I've done 9 before.
Yeah, I've done that as well.
Yeah, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's the bulk. It's like that is bookended by like a solid chunk.
18
of
is the
doing other
final
stuff.
boss.
I was going to say you haven't even seen its final form.
Another 18 holes.
Impossible.
That's what she said.
It sounds fun. I think initially there was a lot of buzz and a lot of people were talking, and I was really close to buying it. It seems like people fizzled out really quick, but I'm glad
Fair
to hear
enough.
that you guys are enjoying it.
Griff. Fuck you.
Well, no, honestly, like it is easy to fizzle on it because there's a gajillion other like games that came out right around that same time. Like I played this game because it was like 2 weeks before Mario came out.
Exactly.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to do this, and this is
That's
great.
it. Yeah, it's a great game. I don't think anyone thought that it lost its luster. I just think that it
It
kind
was
of got swallowed
overshadowed.
up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like I think it's fun. You kind of know what you're in for when you play it. Some people, I'm sure, had a great time, but you just move through it and then you move on. It's just a fun way to spend time on your Switch, basically.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
All right. Jamie, sounds like you're calling next. What do you want to talk about?
I hate to do this, but I have to go.
You can't do it.
I have no choice. Could we pause it here and like just resume like at another time, like as if we were just talking the same episode?
Like you're not dead.
like I'm
Cut
not
it
a
right in the middle of the burp, though. If you do that,
That's good. Yeah, okay.
just really
I'll do
novel.
that. Yeah.
Is that? I mean, I have to. I wish it wasn't like this. I have 2 more weeks of this bullshit, and then I'll be out of the woods with this. But
Dr. Jamie being paged to the hospital. Dr. Jamie.
oh my god, don't remind me.
All right, that's fine. Let's pause it here. See you in 2018.
Oh, perfect timing.
Tyrannosaurus.
Don't worry, none of this is going to be... Well, okay. We're going to pause it here.
Yeah, we will. So here's episode 1 of 2 for what's going to be happening with this final end of the year for 2017. Fun times, talk times. I've been Griff Hoffman. Jeff Brew's been with me, and Jamie Sharon's been with me too.
Woo!
I think we're probably going to call it here and then pick up on what we've been playing and then potentially maybe some talk about end of the year stuff. So thank you guys so much for carving this time out of your lives. The Holy Trinity does exist. It is us.
We're alive. We'll keep it going now.
Get your cat spayed and neutered.